know if that'll work for that. No? Okay, so light tapping won't let me reset the PS3, so what I'm just going to do is hold down the button, the power button, because I can't get out of this because of the PS5 controller. So yeah, so I just made it so it'll turn off. Because my controller won't sync and this is stuck. Oh, it's not turning off. Okay, so I think I just didn't hold it down long enough, the power button, so let me try this again. Okay, so I turned it off. You heard the 2 beeps. I mean, you probably heard 3 altogether because the first time it didn't reset that. I mean, it didn't turn off because it was trying to reset it and it wouldn't do it. So yeah, I had to turn it off all the way. Oh, that's really weird. The PS5 controller is still synced. Why did that happen? It's still synced. I turned off the system all the way. Oh no. Don't tell me this is going to give me problems. Here. So yeah, I don't think you should use PS... Oh, look, when I turned on the PS3, it turned it back off. Because I just now turned back on the PS3. Okay, good. Phew. That kind of worried me. I'm like, why is it still synced when the console is off? And you'd better be saying, well, that's because it's synced to your PS5. No. No, it's not. Because if I go over into the front room, you'll see that my PS5 isn't on. See, the light's not on. It's not on. Okay, PS5 isn't on. Anyways, because that PS5 controller synced to the PS3. But yeah, it seems that the PS5 controller has these kind of problems. I wouldn't use it with the PS3 because I mean it works with PS3 games, but look, like it gets stuck, and then you have to do a hard reset on the PS3. So I wouldn't bother with that. Let me show that we are still okay. So now the PS3 controller should sync just fine. There we go. And then before going into the game, I'm just going to re-show that that we still have things set the way we do. See, look, the HDMI output and composite output are still the only 2 back here. They're coming out. And the only input going in is the composite and audio cables. So, see, the other 2 HDMI cables are still unplugged. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the display settings over here just to show you that we're still at the same way we had it. So yeah, so it's 480i, see, video output settings. See, it's still on composite as video. And it still lets me choose 4:3 or 16:9. And yeah, so that's all still there, just like it was before. So see how the screen didn't go blank or anything? It's still the same. So, or I can even go to finish and it won't go blank because you might be thinking because I didn't go to finish. But, okay. See, here's finish. See, it's still 480i. And we're still on the HDMI input. So now we're going to swap it over to the composite just to show you it still has both inputs working. See, it still has the 480i. We do the step in here again. It's going to do the same stuff. Composite as video, 4:3. Enter. See, and then we can just exit. Still has 480i. We can go into composite as video again. We can go 4:3. We can press enter. We can go to finish. And then it still has 480i. So we're still doing 480i. Let's go back to the HDMI input. HDMI 2. Like I said, there's no HDMI plugged into the inputs down here. There's only an HDMI output coming out. So it's getting that. So it must be doing the HDMI from the composite. So, because now we're on the HDMI inputs, like I showed you before. HDMI 2, HDMI 2. See? Okay, and I'll do it one more time. Just HDMI 2, HDMI 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the game. This time it'll work fine. Last time it didn't work very well because I used that PS5 controller. Terrible controller. And not just for PS3. I really don't like the PS5 controller. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and press this. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, see, it has the red light. It's synced. So when I go into the game, the controller's going to turn off. Just see how I went into the game. See, it turns off. But this time, seeing that we don't have the PS5 controllers synced to the, I mean, they're still synced to the PS3, but seeing that they're not turned on, the PS5 controllers, they won't see how they're not turned on. Yeah, see, none of these controllers are on, so they won't cause an issue this time. So I just press the PlayStation button on the PS3 controller, and this time this will work for this. It'll sync again. It'll sync this time, I mean. Oh, yeah, there we go. See? It just took a little while. But yeah, it's synced. Okay? And now I'm just going to press the X button, and then see, I can go past that screen this time. See, I couldn't go past it earlier because of the PS5 controller being in Player 1. So yeah, so don't play your PS3 with the PS5 controller. It's a bad idea. So here's Mega Man X Collection. Just going to press start. I'm just going to go to that screen where we saw that was interlaced like before. On the HD TV. Okay. So pressing start. Going to go to continue. Memory card slot 1. And then it's asking me which file. I'm just going to choose 1. And then it's going to ask me yes or no down here. I'm choosing yes. Was successful. So here's the screen again. Oh yeah, and there's the interlace that I was talking about. See if we can brighten this up a little bit. Yeah, see? See how they're all doing this again? All these little red arrows. You can kind of see them all jittery. And if we go to the other screen, which I pushed L1 to do, you can see it being all like that on this. It's all jittery, all shimmery. You know, it's not firm. The colors aren't firm. They're not. They're all glitchy looking or whatever. I said glitchy, not a swear word. So don't think that I did. So yeah. So it just looks kind of like it's been corrupted or something, the picture or something. But yeah. So we saw both screens. I'm just going back over to the other screen. See? So this is what interlaced would look like on an HD TV. So that this one you can't really tell on the phone, but it's like really bad on the TV itself though. But yeah, so you can see what I'm talking about. So obviously I don't have a CRT, that's why I tried to show it off with an HD TV in the earlier videos. And now I'm just showing that, yeah, see, it's like that, and look, the only HDMI plug back here is the output right now. And then here's a composite output as well. So these are the only two outputs coming out of the AV receiver, and the only input is the composite input right here. So, and right now we're on the HDMI input, I think. Yeah, HDMI 2. HDMI 2. And that's the one doing the interlaced effect. So it's doing it on the HDMI input. Even though the only input we have plugged in is composite. So if I unplug the HDMI, this is going to go blank again for the output. See? Blank. Yeah, I'm going to plug back in the HDMI. So it just plugs right back in here. It's kind of hard to do. But there we go, I plugged it back in. Then we're going to get a picture back up here in a minute. There it is. It's all shimmery and jumpy. See how it's kind of doing it there. It should still be doing it on the other screen too. Yeah, it's still kind of all like this. See, it's all shimmery and jittery type stuff. But yeah, so, and yeah, see, it's still doing it on this one, on this screen too. It's easier to tell sometimes on one screen than the other. That's why I keep swapping it back and forth. Okay, so now that we've seen that, I'm going to swap to the composite input. Composite. See, it has the yellow, white, red. Video. And see, it's nice and firm on the composite. See how firm that is? See, it's natural. It's the way it's supposed to be. And if we go to the other screen, nice and firm. Nice and firm, natural, the way it's supposed to be. And if we unplug this composite cable, now the picture will go blank. See? Blank. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and plug back in the composite cable. And we'll get the picture back on the TV that way. And see the picture still firm and correct. I mean, like the colors aren't doing this now. They're just firm like that. So, there's not all shimmery or jittery is what I'm saying. See? All nice and firm now. See how they're all firm? They're not doing this anymore. The arrows and the graphics and stuff. And this one you can't really tell a difference from the previous pictures, but I mean this little whatever this thing is. But yeah, so there you go. Now both outputs are plugged in. And watch, I'll swap and see the other two HDMI cables are still unplugged like they've been through, like they've been. And watch, if I swap the input, it'll still have picture even if I go to HDMI. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to aim at this TV. There we go. So see right now it's on composite. Then we're gonna go on over to HDMI 2. It's gonna go blank, and then it's gonna go give you a picture again. See? So there's still picture. It's just all jittery and yeah, it's not firm. The graphics aren't like this. They're doing this. They're all jittery or they're just all it's not normal. But yeah, and they're not. They're all either jittery or shimmery. I don't know which word to use, but yeah, they should be firm like this. Okay. So now we've seen that there's that we have picture on both. See, we can go over here and still see it has that weird jittery, shimmery problem, and it should be this way. The graphics, I mean, like you can tell, it looks like interlaced, kind of for a CRT, but instead it's on an HD TV. And but yeah, so we have picture on HDMI input, and if we go to composite, which is this one over here, man, it's so hard to aim at that video. And we got video on composite. We got video on composite. So again, see there's video composite, HDMI 2. See, we got picture there too. So we got picture on both inputs. I'm gonna go right on over to composite again. This video up there. And there you go. So there you go. Has input on both. I didn't make anything up, because as we can see, the only inputs are that composite input. Sorry, my hand's kind of shaky, but the only inputs are this composite input. Or not composite, no, this is composite output, sorry. Yeah, so the only input is this composite input down here. This one. And the only outputs are this composite and this HDMI. So if I unplug this composite input, like this one right here, then I won't get picture on either output. So let's unplug that. As we can see, it went blank on this. And if I swap it over to HDMI, it'll also be blank. Just right now we're on composite. Okay, so we're going to switch to HDMI. HDMI 2. See, it's blank. I mean, except for it's blue because of the AV receiver. It'll show a blue screen because of that. Okay, but the point is there's no display. And then we can go back to composite. It's video. And see, it's blank. So see, both the composite and HDMI are blank now. So that means that composite input that was plugged in earlier was giving them both picture. Because right now neither one of them are getting picture. Not the composite or the HDMI. See? It's just the only thing you get is this blue screen. Still in 4x3 though. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to plug back in that composite cable. And we'll get picture again. As soon as I can get it in there. Okay, pause it. And now picture will come through. Just gotta wait a minute. Okay. This is the HDMI input, by the way. See? HDMI 2. HDMI 2. See how it didn't go blank when I chose the HDMI 2? That's because we're on that input. Let's see if we... Yeah, so you can still see the shimmery and jittery type stuff. See it better on this screen. Okay. And then I'm going to change the input. Because right now we're on HDMI 2. Now I'm going to choose composite. It'll go blank for a minute. And then it says video. And then see, there we go. And it's nice and firm now. Looks correct. The arrows don't look all like this. Instead they look like this. I mean, it's like you don't see the graphics like moving or anything like that, or looking like they shouldn't, looking unnatural. They look natural now. And if I go to the other screen, see, they all look natural now. I mean, yes, there's a lot of blue in the picture, but that's from the phone. So yeah, just a little interesting video I want you guys to see. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take Mega Man X Collection out of the PS3 in a minute. First I'm gonna quit out. Okay, quit games at the top. Yes. So then it's gonna quit it out. The game. So it's coming back to the screen now. See, PlayStation 2 format disc. As you can tell better if you lower the darkness, or the brightness. But yeah. So there you go. Still a PS2 format disc. I'm going to eject it. Disc, I mean. See, it's going to come out of this PS3 with the sticker that we've been using. See? There it is, Mega Man X Collection. So if I can get this out without breaking it. But yeah, see? Mega Man X Collection. Oh man, I'm like about to fall off the bed. But yeah, there you go. PlayStation 2, Mega Man X Collection. So there you go. You know, guys, now there's no PS2 disc in there anymore. Okay. So I'm going to go put the disc away because I don't want to break it. Or at least put it in the CD case, or on top of the CD case thing. I'll slide it into its cover later or something. Okay. And after that, okay, now I'm just going to come back on here, turn off the PS3, and that's pretty much going to do it for the video. Because that's what I wanted you guys to see, was that I was telling the truth. Yep, PS3 controller. See, here's the PS3 controller. See? Those HDMI cables are still unplugged. It still has the same inputs. It still has the same input for the composite and those audio cables, and it still has this composite output and this HDMI output. So, And if we go back over to the system settings, it'll still say the same, or not system settings, I mean display settings. It still says it's doing 480i, or an output resolution 480i. So, there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off this PS3. Say yes. And it's just going to turn off. And now it's off. Now I'll probably say, yeah, no display, or no signal, I mean. And see, that's the HDMI, I think. No, actually it's the composite. Sorry, that's the composite. And yeah, and the HDMI is over here. So yeah, and this blue screen like we saw before. So now we know that yeah, so it does both outputs at the same time, the composite and the HDMI. So as we saw earlier in the video, I did it a bunch of times. I showed you guys. I just turned off the TV, and that's it. So hopefully this clears up anything if you guys didn't believe me or anything. Not saying that you didn't, but if you didn't, then here's proof. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how to end it off, so I'm just going to kind of wait till it evens out on the amount of minutes, just here for the video. And okay, bye.